While reading Christopher Hedges' column, America is in need of a moral bailout, the lyrics to the King Crimson song, 21st Century Schizoid Men, kept popping into my head. Now, I won't attempt to sing, but the last stanza goes like this. Death seed, blind man's greed. Poets starving, children bleed. Nothing he's got, he really needs. 21st Century Schizoid Man. I'm Dennis Trainer, and you're watching The Uptake. Alright, so I'm not going to enter any slam poetry contests anytime soon, but I wonder, as more and more Americans become armchair economists regurgitating the consensus, spoon-fed to them by an essential arm of the military-industrial academic complex, the political theater that is the cable and network television, the consensus that companies like AIG are too big to fail. I wonder, what do I have that I really need? The Obama administration's approach to the current economic crisis is an attempt, a vain one, to disprove Einstein's famous quip that stupidity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Exhibit A, Treasury Secretary Geithner. As Geithner unveils plans for the U.S. Treasury to purchase up to $1 trillion in toxic assets from troubled banks, Geithner is suggesting that we socialize the debt, the American government buying these assets, but with the help of private investors, we privatize any possible profits. Paul Krugman of the New York Times characterized Geithner's new plan this way, saying it's an open invitation for private investors to play heads I win, tails the taxpayers lose. Haven't we been playing that game long enough? The Obama administration is trying desperately, to be fair, spinning its wheels in order to save an economy, using slightly different versions of the plan that the Bush administration used. The newest version of Cash for Trash still tries to save institutions that are too big to fail, but it operates under the same assumptions. But what do we have that we really need? Really? Are we protecting anything we need by expanding troop levels in Afghanistan? And how do we protect what we need by allowing the medical insurance companies a seat at the table, never mind the head of the table, when we try to reform healthcare in America, in a place where 1 in 5 workers are uninsured? In other words, in the everything is connected world that is the world we live in, the aforementioned military-industrial academic complex, what do we have that we really need that requires the survival of companies like AIG? What? A populist rage is building, and Obama and his administration, who seemed so in touch with the mood of America on the campaign trail, seem to be growing more and more distant. And the time may come and soon when the elite will have to use less subtle forms of population control. And as Chris Hedges warns us in the article I mentioned earlier, quote, "We may be cursed with a more ruthless form of corporate power, one that does away with artifice and the seduction of consumer society and instead wields power through naked repression." And with schizoids running the show, it may do you well to ask yourself the question, what do I have that I really need, and what am I willing to do to keep it?